What's up everyone, this is Dr. Webb here. Thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe. New videos coming every week. You don't want to miss them. For those who are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Dr. Antonia Webb. I'm an orthopedic surgeon that is specializing in spine surgery. In this video today, I'm going to be talking about Neuralink. This is a recent announcement made by Elon Musk, who founded Tesla and SpaceX and has all these other great discoveries, and he just announced the origin of Neuralink, which is a company that was founded in 2016. It has about 100 or so employees, worth millions of dollars already, and he just announced its origination. So, what is Neuralink? Neuralink is a brain-machine interface. We learned in medical school that the brain is composed of multiple thousands, hundreds of thousands of circuits. And these circuits transmit information from one portion of the body to the brain and to the spinal cord. So there's a communication between the outside environment, the spinal cord, and the brain. And this is something that had always fascinated me. Actually, neurosurgery and neurology was one of the specialties that I was actually interested in while in medical school. I remember in our neuroscience lectures in medical school, I was fascinated by the basal ganglia and the different portions of the brain that transmit information and how the information is transmitted from the brain to the spinal cord and back to the body. Brain-machine interfaces, or BMIs, they hold promise for the restoration of information of the sensory and also the motor components of the brain that can transmit this information from the body to the spinal cord and to the brain and then back. So this is not something that is new. Neurosurgeons and other physicians have been using interfaces that allow the physician to take a look at what is going on inside the brain and inside the body. And deep brain stimulation, as with patients with Parkinson's disease, where you have electrodes that stimulates parts of the brain to control certain movements, well, this is very similar. There are non-invasive portions of brain, measuring brain activity. You can place a electrode or some type of device on the outside of the skull, but this only gives you certain parts of the brain. I am not a neurosurgeon, but from what I understand, the most amount of electrodes that a deep brain stimulator can be placed is about 10 electrodes. And this Neuralink can place thousands of electrodes, and these electrodes are very small. They're about the size of a human hair, and you can place up to 10 of these, so 10 times 1,000. You can have this many electrodes that are placed near these neurons that can capture this information, this electromagnetic information, and the signal, send it to a Bluetooth receiver that is usually placed behind the ear, and then this information is sent to a phone. Crazy. So the electrodes are so small that they cannot be placed by a human. The company has come up with a robot that places these electrodes in certain areas of the brain that avoids neurovascular structures and can target certain aspects of that brain's function. Say for instance, there's a patient who is paralyzed, paraplegic, and cannot move his legs. In this instance, electrodes are placed onto the scalp of the brain. A small incision is made. He said that the incision is so small that staples or sutures are not even needed. This incision can be closed up with glue. Well, these electrodes are placed in the brain near the motor cortex. And then these signals are transmitted to the neurons that are responsible for movement of that skeletal muscle. These electrodes near that skeletal muscle, this will allow possibly the patient to be able to move his or her legs or arm in the event that he or she is paralyzed. N1 sensor or chip is very small. It's about 4 by 5 millimeters, and this has thousands of electrodes that are connected to this sensor. This sensor can read up to about 20,000 brain signals per second. Whether this is ethically moral or not, or whether it's right to be doing this, they are experimenting with this Neuralink with some different animals, and they plan to implant this device in the first human by 2020. So what are my thoughts on this? So I thought this was a very interesting concept, and I applaud Elon Musk, his ability to be able to come up with such a fantastic idea. My first thought was, where are the stocks for this? I want to invest in something like this. I think this is amazing. This is something that will reach a lot of obstacles along the way. There are going to be people that are going to be saying, oh, I don't think we should be doing this. It's not ethically right. How can you implant something into this patient's head? You're implanting what into me? You're planting a chip into me? That is crazy. I don't want a chip implanted into my brain. But I do think it holds promise for certain conditions like chronic pain, patients who have epilepsy, patients who have spinal cord injuries or different migraines. Maybe if we implant this chip in certain portions of the brain, this can augment or reorganize those pathways in the brain that are disoriented. There are some other things that we should think about. The downsides of doing this, whether there are any risks associated with it, and they say the robot is essential for this because it avoids certain critical aspects of your brain, like the blood vessels. There are also concerns about whether there be glitches in the system. Will someone be able to hack into your brain and change the way you think or change the way you remember something? There's also the obstacle of getting FDA approval. Before anything can be implanted into any human, any medication, any new device, it has to go through a vigorous FDA approval process, and this can take anywhere between months and years. Elon Musk mentioned that there are certain portions of our brain that are responsible for different things. There's the limbic system that controls our emotions, our needs, and our wants, and there's the cortex system that controls our thinking and planning. Well, his concept, his idea is to make this the third system. There's an interface between computers and the brain. There's already a multidisciplinary team that is assigned to this. There's neuroscientists, there's a neurosurgeon, there's researchers, there's engineers that are part of this process. So it'll be interesting to see what comes out of Neuralink. I look forward to the new developments, and I hope this is our answer for patients that have spinal cord injuries. This is my field. This is something that I'm really interested in, becoming a spine surgeon. So ability to help patients with spinal cord injuries is something that interests me. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you learned something. So comment in the box below. Let me know your thoughts. Is Neuralink the future interface between brains and computers?